You ever have a moment where your body wants to do something you can't take back, and your brain has to grab the steering wheel at the last second? Tonight's story is about a husband who came home early, discovered an affair in the most brutal way possible, walked right up to the edge of violence, then chose a colder kind of exit. And months later, the thing that finally killed the marriage wasn't even the cheating, it was who she blamed when the fallout hit. So here's what happened. He's 32, married 4 years, and at the time he thinks he has a normal life. Marriage isn't perfect, but it's a marriage. Until one day, about a year ago, he comes home early. And he doesn't walk in on a suspicious text. He walks in on evidence. Clothes in the living room, not his, not hers, a trail of it. And sounds coming from the bedroom that make his stomach drop before his brain can even catch up. He says he lost it. He walked to the front closet and grabbed a cricket bat. And for a few seconds, he was that close to doing something that would have turned his whole life into court dates and prison time. But then something in him cut through the rage. Consequences. He didn't want to go to jail. He didn't want to throw his future away over 2 people who clearly didn't care about his. So instead of going into the bedroom, he did something else. He took all the clothes, every item he could find that didn't belong to him, and he left. Quietly. No screaming, no confrontation, just gone. He drove to a friend's house, and on the way he stopped at a McDonald's and tossed the clothes into a garbage can, like he was throwing the whole night into a dumpster. Then he turned off his phone and got absolutely wrecked with his buddy. The kind of drunk where you wake up and someone's literally hosing you off because you're not okay. When he turned his phone back on, the messages were wild. At first she's scared because she'd seen his updated flight information and knew he wasn't supposed to be home yet. Then she's mad because he didn't call to say he was coming home early. Then she's panicking because the house looks like it's been broken into. Then she starts connecting dots and spiraling because she realizes it was him. And that's where it gets messy in a way he didn't even plan. Because the affair partner, apparently, is about 5 inches shorter than him and around 60 pounds lighter. So when all his clothes vanish, this guy has a problem. He can't just walk out in his own stuff anymore. He calls a friend to bring spare keys from his own house. But that friend's wife smells something off and follows them back. And she catches him leaving the husband's house in oversized clothes. She takes pictures. And just like that, the affair partner's life starts collapsing too, because those pictures become proof of his infidelity, and in his marriage, that matters a lot. His prenup gets challenged, effectively wiped out, and suddenly his divorce is going to cost him serious money. It becomes a whole chain reaction, a domino line he didn't even realize he'd kicked. Now, after the initial explosion, the husband says it took a couple months, but his wife convinced him to try to forgive her. Counseling, hard talks, working through it. The long, ugly attempt at rebuilding trust when the foundation has already been cracked. He's not living at home during this. He has his own apartment. But he's trying, because a lot of people try. Because walking away is simple in theory and brutal in practice. Until recently. In a counseling session, his wife says something that hits him like a slap. She tells him he was wrong for stealing the affair partner's wallet, phone, and car keys. That because of what he did, the guy's divorce is costing him a lot of money. That he should have handled it more maturely. That it's his fault. Here's the twist. He never admitted to stealing anything. He'd stayed quiet because he didn't want police involved, then because he didn't want to hand her ammunition, and eventually because he just didn't care anymore. But sitting there in counselling, hearing her defend the other man's losses, hearing her frame the affair partner as the victim, something in him snaps. He tells her the truth as he sees it. Her cheating is the reason that guy's getting divorced, and he hopes the guy's ex takes everything. And that's when he realizes counseling is dead. Because even after being caught, even after trying to fix it, her loyalty is still angled the wrong way. She's not focused on what she did to her husband. She's focused on what the consequences did to the man she cheated with. So now he's filing for divorce, still in his own place, done trying. And he's asking if he's wrong for feeling like this is the final betrayal, that after everything, she's blaming him for the affair partner's fallout. Here's what it comes down to. Even if you ignore the did he take the wallet keys part, which she doesn't even know for sure, the absolute nerve of trying to make the affair partner's financial pain into her husband's responsibility is unreal. Because the chain starts with cheating. Not with a husband removing clothes from his own home, not with someone's prenup being challenged, not with a wife catching her husband in oversized clothing. It starts with the choice to bring another man into their marriage bed. And the way she's talking in counselling reveals something deeper. She still sees herself as connected to that man's well-being, enough to scold her husband about it, enough to shift blame away from her own actions. That's not remorse. That's damage control for someone else. And if you're trying to reconcile, that's a deal breaker. Because reconciliation requires one thing more than anything. The cheating partner stops protecting the affair partner completely. No, but he's suffering. No, you ruined his life. No, you should have been nicer. Because the moment she's worried about his wallet and his divorce settlement more than the person she betrayed, you're not rebuilding a marriage. You're watching where her heart still is. So here's the question I want to leave you with tonight. If you were him, would that counselling session comment be the moment you knew reconciliation was impossible, or would you try one last time to force accountability, even after she showed you who she's still defending?